Okay, so as you can see, this is how you can test the APIs manually. But this is not automation yet, right? We are not like if you have to do dashboard API testing, we had to extract the API from auth token from login API, and it is not running together, right? We have to do it one by one. So that is where test cases becomes handy. So in every object repository object, you can see that there is a plus icon. And here it says either added to existing test case or added a new test case. So test cases are basically your test cases like login API test, dashboard API test, login API test with bad credential, dashboard API test with status is equal to invited, with status is equal to completed, and so on. So this is where you can create those scenarios. So let's add these tests. Let's add this API which we created in object repository in test cases. Okay. If you remember in rest assured, we were saving the endpoints in endpoint class, right? And then in our test classes, we are using it. Similarly, we saved everything related to API in object repository, but in our test cases, we will be using it. So you have to click on add to new test case because we don't have any new existing test case there. Add to new test case, and for login API, you can name it test login API. Okay, test login API. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so now when you do that, you would see something like this. Okay, when you do that, you would see something like this. Okay, so this is where you see different modes of Catalan Studio. Okay, I'll talk about all of these one by one now. And if you go back to the login API, I talked about these three. There is a one other tab, variables. So if you see this here in HTTP body, this is hard coded, right? So if you want to parameterize it, you use variables. Okay. And variable editor will automatically generate it when you add variables. Configuration is just like adding follow, redirects, etc. So similarly, when you see this test case, you see all these things. So in Catalan Studio, there are three ways you can write test case. Either you can write test case manually, where everything is present like a step-by-step way. Or if you know coding, you can go into the script section and do all these things related to coding like we did in Java and Groovy, right? We can say string s is equal to hello, and you can then print hello also. So similarly to Java, it has all those statements. So if you know coding, you can go here also. But a lot of people who use Catalan Studio doesn't know much coding. So, but there is an option. So you can either do without coding in manual section. If you know coding, you can go. So for API test, as I said, it uses Groovy. So you will be using Groovy syntaxing. And in web UI automation, we will be using Java. Okay. And they also just like we were using import, they also have all those import statement. So this is the script mode. The third mode is record and playback, which only works in case of UI, right? So that we will talk about tomorrow, when you can actually record the scenario so that you don't have to do one by one. Let's say in Test Automasi website, we will go open the website, go to the profile page, enter credentials, click on login, and then verify that the logged in user is correct. That step we can do automatically by record and playback in Catalan Studio. We'll talk about that third thing tomorrow. But you have three options, right? Manual, script, and the record and playback. Record and playback, again, as I said, we will talk about it tomorrow. So this is how you can do it. If you don't want to use coding, if you don't know coding, or you don't want coding to write any testing related stuff, You can add all those things step by step here. I will tell you how let's say we will do it for login API and dashboard API. Similarly, scripting, you can do one by one based on your requirement. Whenever you do something in manual, it will automatically add in a script. And that's when I will tell you that what happens at every step behind the scene. So script section is actually the background of manual. Variables, this is like in Java or Groovy, we were using variables, int, doubles, etc. Right? Here you can declare variables here. And then if you want, you can change it in script section or use default values from there. Let's try to do one thing. So if you see that in the login API, we are doing this, right? So when you click on manual, let's say we want to save the output of this login API. What I mean by that, once I hit the login API, this response comes as the output, right? So let's say we want to save the response of this login API. You can save it in output. So you have to double click on it. And let's say I will save it as login response and enter. Okay. I will give you in chat also. So what I'm doing is I'm sending a request on object repository login API, and I'm saving the response in a login response. Okay. Now, once I got the login response, let's say in login, we want to verify. We already verifying that the email is correct, right? If you notice, we are already verifying the email is correct. Again, I want you guys to save it, otherwise you may lose it. Always save things before go to the next step. In login API, we are already verifying that the response user email is this, right? But I want to show you that you can also verify all these things in the test case, and you should also do you should. So basically the common things, right? Like status code and response things. So you can also verify all these things in Catalan Studio without writing code. So let's say I want to verify that once I hit this API, the status code is 200, right? And the email value is this. So I can do that here. So for that, click on add step. Okay. And in here, rather than send request, there are a lot of things like verify checkpoints. We'll talk about checkpoints. Like checkpoints is basically adding your checkpoints and using here. And verify element text. These are basically, you will see a lot in Selenium, right? Verify element is present, verify element is not present, and so on. In verify equal, that if you want to check two items are equal or not, something like that. But in the last section, you would see the important thing. Verify response code or verify response code in range. So range means, let's say you want to verify that the status code should be in 200 or 201. And response means exactly equal to. So this is what you can use here. So you can say verify response code. And again, you have to, in the response code, you have to give the value, right? So your input becomes out. Yeah, so when you double click on it, you actually give response object as your object, which you named it. So in our case, it would be what is login response? And you want to verify that the number is 200. Okay, and you save it. Okay. So, and once you save it, you can go back to the script section and verify that everything is correct. So verify login response. What does it expect? It expect status code. It expect response object. So you gave those two things here. response object and status code. Okay. If you remember, we were doing the same thing in rest assured also. So that's how you can add verifications. Can you confirm that you added that? You can go to the manual section. Again, I will repeat that. Add web service keyword. Okay. And then select verify response status code. Double click on it. And then select the parameter type response object, input type variable, value login response. This value should be equal to the value which you gave in output section. Output of first step becomes input of second step. And the value of expected status is, I'm saying, should be 200. Okay. Can you type 15 if you have done that? And save it. So we added a modification. We added a check on response, verify as response status code. Similarly, you can also check whether the element value is correct or not correct. Okay. So for that, you have this send request and verify, send request and verify. But we already have the response object, so we can use directly some check, right? Like let's say verify element property value. Okay, verify element property value. So we will verify the email address is correct in the response. So verify email element web property value. And now you need to give something here. So first of all, your response object. So in our case, response object is login, right? And a locator. So in our case, the locator is user.email. Value. In our case, the value is okay. And then you can save it. Let me give you the this again. Response variable login response, locator user.email, value jogi demo. So we are verifying that from the login response user.email should be this. Okay, let me give you the login response and click OK, then save it. And when you go to the script mode, you can see verify element response. What does it expect? It expect response object, which we gave as login response, string locator, and object value. Okay, locator is this and value is this. But it came automatically, right? So as I said, you have two ways. Manual is your UI view and script mode is your background. And once this is done, your login API is ready to test it. Okay, automatically. Okay. So for now, for that to run automatically, can you confirm this? This is done. Can you type 16 if it is done? Then what I do is basically I will add these test case dashboard or API login API test case in test suite, and then we can run test suites to test these things automatically. Okay, so let me repeat that these three things. As you said that, as I said, when you add a test case, the step one will be automatically coming. So what you need to add in step one again is name of the variable. So I'm saving the send request response in the login response variable. Okay, output I gave the name as a login response. This is important. You can copy paste this. Now I'm adding a web service keyword. Okay, in step two, which is verify response code. Verify response code. When you add this, double click on input field. Okay, you would see this option. Verify response code. Double click on input field. You would see this option. What you need to do is in the login response object value, you should give the value by selecting the variable here. You should give the value. I'll talk about the other type also. Global variable is basically taken from profiles. Binary is 0 or 1. Method call if you want to use your own script, and property is if you want to use property variable. But in our case, we want to set as variable as login response. So what I'm doing is set the login response object as login response, and status code I'm checking it should be 200. So this is what I did here. Okay. Once that is done, I add one more keyword, one more step here, and then in this time I selected this thing, verify element property value, because I need to verify property. If I said verify element text, that would be like checking the text is present in the response or not. Here I want to verify a JSON path property, right? So I selected this, then I clicked on input, double clicked on input. I would see this particular pop up. Then again, I would name the response object as login response. Locator. So in my case, locator is, if you see this here, locator is user dot email. So locator for email is user dot email. That I selected here. And the value is, as I said, the username value, which is this. So I'm checking from the response object. Once response comes, please check that user.email should be equal to this. Okay. And then save it, save this script. Now the next thing is adding these test cases in test suites. Okay. So for that, let's create a test suite. So basically, mostly we will running the test suites, right? So if you individually want to test APIs, you can run it in test cases, but if you want to run end-to-end test suites, you will be adding a test suites. There are multiple options: test suites, test suite collection, dynamic, etc. Mostly we will use test suites. So let's name it builder test suite. Okay, and here once you name it builder test suites, let me give you the name. You can add your test cases by clicking on add. Okay, so right now you can see this, right? And if you have multiple cases, you can also select all. So you can say click this one and okay. That's it. So I added the test suite, builder test suite, and added my login test case there. So if you see that in here, do you have an option to select the environment? So you can run the same test suite, let's say on QA by default, or if you have multiple test suites profile, multiple profile like UAD or production, you can run the same suite on production also. I'll show you the demo of that. Okay, created and added the test suite, save it. Ready for the next step? Let me know by typing 17. It's like a simple step. Okay. So as I said, now it is ready. Now we just need to execute our test suite. So for that, we have this play option, right? You can click on drop down because play option has multiple things. As I said, it supports Catalan Studio supports a lot of things like UI automation, all these browser. It also support headless and Windows and mobile automation. So you need to select web service for this. So select this web service and that's it. Wait for some time to see the results. I see this launching test suite, right? That is the thing which was missing last time. So it actually starts the test suite and you can see the results here. Job progress. So Karen, can you try to restart and test it again? So as you can see, now it is running our test suite. And our test case is passed. Okay. So in the log viewer, you can see the overall step-by-step execution. Okay. And in the result, as I said, you can see the results.